Hello guys and gals, greeting to this newest video by Team Titanicorn. This is how to pre-build your 3D models digitally with a very basic tool like the Windows 3D Builder. Very basic, you don't need to get anything read about something like Blender or whatever. It is a small introduction to put your pieces together, to print whole miniatures, and in this regard to print miniatures in a smaller scale. I've been asked a lot of times, how do I print my 14mm scale miniatures, and this is how I go on with it. As a small example, here are a Solar Guard by Red Makers and a Terminator by Fummelfinger or Bolterjugend Ichstein from Cults 3D. And those are scaled how I use them. This is a Red Scorpion Terminator in 55% scale. This is a Solar Guard guy in 50% scale, and I guess they fit right like they should. The guard guy is slightly down bent in his knees, but his head would be roughly the middle of the chest plate, so it would fit the true scale aspect that I'm aiming for. So here are all the pieces I need for two of these Astartes, as I will build my Red Scorpion force with two tactical squads and a HQ choice, like it's back in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and I believe 6th edition of Warhammer 40k. You need one HQ and two tactical choices, or troop choices they are called. So I will build those first. This is a conglomerate of different designer parts, mostly Fummelfinger, the Chirp Master. This is the complete arms thing with the bolter, so I don't need to fix the angle in which the bolter is holding. This is a different designer's helmet, I don't know which one it was. Some purity seals, the purity pads they are called, from the Red Scorpions. This is the MK5 Stud Lover armor arms that will fit to the MK6 Chirpmaster. Some loincloth thingies, a shoulder shield. This is a backpack I built back in the days. I will use for the Sergeant. So, of course, I think my Red Scorpions need old school back banners, and for this case I simply remove the grouping of this part. Yes, I know this is German. The program is in German. This is due to me being German, so small excuses for this. So I remove the grouping of these pieces, I deselect the backpack, and I regroup those pieces on the top, so that I only get the banner. The backpack will be removed, and with a double click I focus on this backpack. I will switch around 180 degree, like this, and I will pull the banner up to here and would put it to the center of the backpack. So this is a bit too far in the front. Get it back a bit and pull it out a bit higher. Like, I guess this would be okay. Maybe some millimeters more. That there is still a connection between those two parts. And this is the same angle, so they are upright. There is nothing that the banner pole is flipped in the wrong angle. I will group those two pieces, so now I can flip them around as they are one, as they are meant to be. So this is one of the first things I want to show you. And we go to this regular tactical guy. This contains a full body. Fummelfinger just releases his pieces with full body, so you don't need to add the legs to the torso. It's way faster than simply doing this. There is this full armored thing. There is a head by a different designer, a backpack, 2 shoulder pads, and a base. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. Is it right? Am I dumb? No, 7 pieces for a Astartes, and adding up maybe 1 or 2 purity seals, we got at least 9 or 10 pieces for a Astartes. Why do I use this method? I scale the miniatures down so that they fit my needs, and if I want to build those models from single pieces with this small scale, I think I go insane, so I like to pre-build them digitally. Yes, it's a bit more work, but I know that everything fits right, and I don't got that much work after I've printed the miniatures. So I drag and drop the arms into the right position, like this, and a bit backwards, so that here between the arm, bolter, and the torso is a small contact point. So keep in mind that it looks right. Even if the bolter just snaps into the torso, you wouldn't see it later. It is totally okay. If I want to go totally correct, if everything's right, I go to the mode like this. How it's called? Röntgen. Oh, I don't know this word in English. Doesn't matter. X-ray maybe? Maybe it's an X-ray. I flip the angle slightly, so I think the torso is bent a bit to the side so that the arms would fit. And you see here, these soft armor pieces would stick into the torso. That is a thing that cannot happen if you assemble the miniatures later. And I guess this is way better. And I need to switch the angle like maybe this, so that it would it look better, maybe? I don't know. And a bit like this. So just checking. It's not the best pose, I guess. And this shoulder is way higher than this one, so I need to adjust this backwards like this. And yes, this is a kind of fiddly job, but I want to show you how I do it, because I've been asked a lot of time on Cults 3D, on Instagram and on Facebook. So the next thing is the backpack. I'll go back to the rear part here. We'll put it approximately at the same height. Then I would flip it around 180 degree, and now I need to adjust the backpack to the position. It's slightly bent to this side, and the torso is slightly bent forward. So maybe like this, or more like that. Then I've put it up here, a bit to the side. I will align those two parts correctly. I guess this looks right. Adjust the height a bit. And the most important part, if you do it like this, is that there are no gaps in the models, no open spaces, no holes. I did my lessons, I learned it the hard way. The miniatures would rupture sooner or later, and it's important that there are no gaps. It's not that that big of a deal if you go the small scale route like I do. If you scale those miniatures down, the small gaps, the small parts would be way smaller, and sometimes they fuse together so that there isn't a gap. So I guess if I leave it like this small gap here will be fused together later due to the printing process with my settings, that there wouldn't be a gap later on the actual miniature. But I guess I need to talk about this on a brief note. So I guess this could be right. This looks okay, I guess. Maybe a bit more on the angle like this, and adjust it like this. And the good thing, if you want to go a full chapter with 1,000 Space Marines, you can simply print this guy about 25 times, and you don't need to assemble the miniature. Every time you can save it as a object file fused together, and everything is fine. So I group those pieces, so this is one piece that I can flip around. Next up, the helmet. Helmet is a thing of giving your miniature some character. So maybe if you put those pieces together, you want to separate the helmet or save different variants so that the guy looks to the left, to the front, or whatever angle. If it's the same body stature, that even the helmet is a small differentiation between the models. Oh, I guess my English is rusted a bit. Okay, this helmet looks kinda big for the Astartes, so I go down with a 95%. Yep, and its looks way better. Yes, I guess this is the correct size. This is the difference in between several designers of those pieces. Do I want to go like, hey, here, I shoot at you, or is it more at a I stand here and take my guard duty very serious? I guess it's something like this for this guy. Yes, I guess. Another thing is you could leave the head and simply print the body with arms and shoulder pads, and print small, tiny, itsy bitsy little heads, so that you can assemble the head later if you want to go that way. It's also possible. It's just your imagination that limits what you can do. So this is the guy like this. And if you're not fine with how the miniature looks, you can load the complete object into 3D Builder, into the Windows 3D Builder later, and you could simply de-group all the pieces and fiddle around later. This is the good thing, I guess, with assembling the miniatures digitally. Yes, there would be guys that say, yes, but Blender is way better for this. But right now in my private situation, if you didn't get the news, my wife split up. I got way too much to do on the work side. I got a new girlfriend, and we got 2 kids, or maybe it's better to say she got 2 kids, 2 girls, 6 and 8 years old, and there is way much work in my life like before. So this is the way to go. So I would scale those pads to at least 110%, so that they fit the upscaled proportions of Fummelfinger's Marines better. And now it's a bit fiddly to flip around those pieces that they would fit well. Push them around a bit, maybe a bit to the back, yeah, way more to the back, like this, a bit down like this. And I guess the 110% is even. This is too small, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe I go to 115. This looks better. Yes. Just 5% more, but it means a lot in this modeling scale. So maybe like this. Yes. This is way better. Put it a bit more in the front. Double check on the back side. There is something sticking through. I don't want this. And maybe a bit more like this. Okay, I guess this is kinda okay-ish. Maybe some, as if you compare it to the arm, it would be like back there. There is no way that it's in another angle. And if you see this small gap here under the shoulder, this would be filled in kinda automatically if I scale it down and use my printing settings. So next up, this shoulder, put it like this, and I guess it's okay, kinda. Maybe a bit higher, like this. A bit more to the front, like this. That it would overlap with the elbow guard. Something like this, maybe. Perhaps. And now I will duplicate this part. Oh, sadly, there is not. I hope that the angle correction would be switched around, so that is easier to bend it like I need to, because I think it would be better this way. Not sure. And as you see, this is a part of filling around, trying things, testing out stuff. But I guess this is okay. And to keep it simple, I just want to show you the finished result after a second. To keep it simple, I use this Purity Seal thing. And I would use another thing like this one. So put it around like this. And I want to go with Purity Seals on his shin guard. So first things first. Select both. Flip them up like 90%. Yes, this is correct. Then I need to scale them a bit, that they fit the model better. Put them into place. Would be something around here. This is the first piece. I will flip it manually like this and flip it like this. Need to apply it up to there and something like this and that, and hey, here we go. This is fine. A bit more with the angles. Okay, maybe a bit more like this. And put it a bit inside. So this is piece number 1. And now piece number 2. We put it something like here, I guess. Flip it around. Flip it around. Another time. Put it into the correct position. Something around like maybe here. And due to this one sticking up out a bit too long on the bottom side, my idea would to be to snap the lower part, and I can do this in the Windows 3D Builder too. I just simply go to aufteilen in German. I guess this would be something like split, and this would be the angle that would be splitting on in the piece, like this, and I go to split and it's shorter. Isn't it nice? I guess it's nice. So the purity pads, the complete thing here, and group everything together. So that is one piece. Oh, wait, I forgot the helmet. Like this. And apply it to the base. The base is by some designer, and I changed the height to 125% so that I can stick a magnet underneath better if I scaled it down. So something that the torso is centered above the base. Flip the base around a bit so that the rocks come up front, and maybe he could get a bit higher onto the base like this, and group everything together. This is our first Astartes build within roughly 20 minutes, and if you get a hang on it, you would be way faster. Next up, I would show you this one finished, and would scale them to proportion. Magic up the internet, do your thing! And there we are. For me, some minutes, for you, just only seconds. This is the Red Scorpion Troop Sergeant for the first small scale troop tactical squad. And I've added a shoulder shield with a small purity seals, 2 purity seals back here, a bear head. The helmet is on the belt on the backside, so that I can paint a sergeant's helmet there. He got his giant banner pole on the back with another purity seal, and looks something like, here we go, take the sacred bolt of my gun, unpure scum, or something like this. And this is more like an idle energy fist on the side. I didn't group up the loincloth, because if I look at this miniature, I don't think it fits right. I thought it would be cool for Sergeant to get a loincloth piece, but there is the back banner to symbol that this is a sergeant, so and the shoulder shield, so I just simply remove it with delete by little loincloth. And maybe this is a piece for veteran squads or something like this. So these are the two Astartes in just regular, what is it right now? It was 28, now it's, I guess, 33mm scale. And now I go down to the so-called 14mm, because I recall the 28mm as a standard. So just a simple plane. You could save the file here and scale it down later in your slicer. I just go here. This is locked, okay, and I go with everything 50%. And this is my small Astartes guy next to the tactical dreadnought armor, the Terminator. And I guess they are cool together. Yes, the Terminator is a bit higher, but he maybe got bigger boots and something like this, or the Astartes sits a bit higher in the armor, so this could be okay. Let me test something. I could go 52% like this, and put it down to the base. I guess this is better. Even this is way better. 52%. Oh, I hope I recall it correctly later. And this guy, the same, this is 52%, and I just put it to the same height, and yes, here we go. This is everything I can show you with putting together these small files, and for you that are curious, I flipped the models back 45 degrees, something like this, in the slicer. Maybe flip it around a bit like this, that something like gun barrels show up, and I would auto support those with a few supports. If you want to see me supporting the miniatures, printing, and see the print results, just go to the comment section. I would love to make another video about this topic. And yes, this is everything into 14 millimeter the Badab War with a Solar Guard guy that's fits the Tyrant's Legion, some Red Scorpions, and I will add Mantis Warriors and Lamenters later to the Astral Claws. And if you want to see more of this, check out Instagram. There is a link in the video description and maybe on the rolling banner right now. And if you like to support me, or better to say us, just go to Patreon. I cannot promise you much content in the next time, but I hope I will bring you something. So, thank you for watching. Until then, this is Dizzyfinger out for today. Keep on wargaming!